Welcome to Chapter 4, Part 9. The first thing I need you to do for this particular lesson is to go to your H drive and open up your last name, first name layers intro. Next, what I need you to do is make sure that your layers panel is open and then that you have your selection tool active. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this large picture within our image window, and then we're going to hold down Shift and select the other 6 pictures in here. So that small one and then the 5 at the bottom, still continuing to hold down Shift. And what we are going to do is we're going to rearrange and position objects onto different layers, and that's what this whole lesson is going to be about. So you'll notice over in our layers panel, you have this little box that is now highlighted, and on the other layers you won't see it highlighted. And if you hover over it, tells you that this indicates selected items. So if we were to click and drag this, we can drag it to a new layer. So we are going to click and drag these items onto our image layer because they are our images. So we can click and drag, and now you'll see that these particular items are on our image layer. So if we were to come and just click on one, now our image layer would be highlighted. And you'll notice as you click on the different items, like if we were to click on this green bar, now our tense layer is highlighted. Now we're going to click on the eye icon on the image layer to hide a layer. So right over here we can hide our layers by clicking this eye on and off. So we're going to click on our image eye and we're going to toggle that visibility off. We're going to select the 4 text frames on the page and then drag those items onto our text layer. So we have 1, hold down Shift, 2, 3, and 4. And once again we have that little box that's our indicated selected items. We're going to click and drag that to text. And now our text layer is active when we have our text items selected. Now we're going to toggle on the visibility of our image layers by clicking on that blank space where the eye usually is. And then I want you to come over here and click to select all the items on this layer. So if we come over to that small box on the right and we click on it, now you'll see all of our pictures within this document are going to be selected. Now we're going to click on the text layer in the layers panel. And then we're going to click on the rectangle tool. We're going to draw a small rectangle anywhere in the page. It doesn't matter. So just click and drag and draw our small rectangle. Because the text layer was selected when in the layers panel when we drew this small rectangular square, the new object is going to be positioned on this layer. So whatever layer is active when you add in a new item, that is where that object will fall. So now we're going to verify that our fill button is active on our tools panel, and we're going to select the tan swatches, and we're going to remove our stroke if we need to. So making sure that our fill is selected, we can come to our swatches, scroll down until we see one called tan. And then let's go ahead and make our stroke active and make sure that we have no stroke. So now we should just have a little tan box. What we're going to do is we are going to click on the top left reference point on the control panel. So remember up here, top left. And then we are going to click on our X item and we're going to change it to 0. And then we're going to change our Y to 0 as well. So that should end up in the top left-hand corner. Now what we're going to do is we are going to enter 12.5 in our width and 4.75 in our height. So 12.5 and then hit enter. And then 4.75 in our height and enter. And now it's going to cover up our entire document. So we need to think about those arrange functions that we learned. So we're going to go to Object in our application bar, go to Arrange, and then we're going to click Send to the Back. Remember, send backwards will only send a backward step, but send to the back should send it all the way back to the back of our entire document. So it's in the back of the text layer, but because the text layer is on top of all of the other layers, our rectangle is only going to show the images from our text and not from the other layers. So what we're going to do is we are going to drag the selected items down to the tenths layer. So we'll open up our layers panel, and then remember our little selected item. We're going to click and drag down to tenths, and now we should be able to see everything. So the item we had selected was our tan square, and when we drag it down to the bottom, we're changing it to the tenths layer, and then because the tenth layer is on the bottom and we sent it to the back, everything else now will come in front of it. But you may still notice that now we can't see those green squares that we had before. So we need to go through the same process of going to Object, Arrange, and then Send to Back. And now those other green objects or squares should be in the front of our tan square. So go ahead and save your work, and you will need this file again for part 10, so do not turn it in yet.